7 killer mistakes almost everyone who eats cheese makes. Cheese is the gift life has given us. It is always good, in breakfast, in pastries, in pizza. If you are one of those who do not like cheese, and if you do not put it in your mouth, we are sorry, but you miss the chance of life that it offers you. But if you don't love cheese as much as we do and don't show it the value it deserves, that is, if you store it incorrectly, cut it incorrectly, and choose the wrong cheese, you are making a big mistake. We are all gathered here today to give cheese the respect it deserves. We give the most common cheese-related errors with the solution key. Wherever loss comes, it is gain. You're storing cheese wrongly in the fridge. Cheese is like a sponge. It absorbs odors around it and stores it inside. In other words, while you keep the cheese in the fridge, you may be allowing other foods around to impart their own aromas to the cheese. The result: frustration. The solution is very simple. First, free the cheese from its airtight plastic wrap and pack it into a porous material such as parchment. In this way, the cheese will breathe and will not absorb other unpleasant odors in the refrigerator. Because if you don't provide the cheese with enough oxygen, it will dry out quickly. Let's put that into the entourage. You eat it as soon as you take it out of the fridge. If you serve up the cheese and eat it as soon as you take it out of the fridge, you're doing it wrong. Because cheese is inedible when it is cold as ice. After you take the cheese out of the refrigerator, leave it at room temperature for some time and consume it. We can guarantee that warm cheese will taste even better. You're buying pre-cut, packed cheese. Cheese slices. Most people tend to buy cheese from supermarkets, but when it comes to fresh cheese, those sold in the market may not be very reliable. It shouldn't be hard to guess that the shredded, and pre-packaged cheeses you see in market aisles won't be as fresh as they were when they were first sliced. Since most cheese in market aisles is sold in packages, as we mentioned in the first item, it absorbs and traps other unpleasant odors. For this reason, you should avoid buying packaged cheese for at least 3 days. Or, ensure yourself, shop at places where cheese is cut right in front of your eyes and wrapped in cheesecloth. Neighborhood markets are also a good option for that. Are you afraid of the bad smell of cheese? The French proverb says good cheese smells of feet. Don't get upset right away. The French, a nation that cannot live without cheese, know something, because an unpleasant smell can be a sign that the cheese is really good and of good quality. Of course, we're talking about fresh, smelly cheese, not cheese that smells like it's old in the fridge at home and about to rot. In short, don't stare at cheese just for its smell. You may be shoving the world's tastiest cheese with the back of your hand. Once the cheese has rotted, you throw it away. When you notice that the cheese has just begun to rot, discarding it is the easiest solution, but you can extend the life of the cheese. If mold is just starting to form, gently wipe the surface of the cheese with a clean paper towel and rub it with olive oil. Then keep the cheese in a plastic glass container by laying it out on 2 layers of paper towels. Hard and semi-hard cheeses can be stored for several months by repeating this practice frequently and changing paper towels frequently. If the moisture is completely absorbed after several applications, the mold will begin to drop and cut. Buy more than you need. As usual, our eyes are wide open. When we go shopping, we buy more than anything else. Then the inedible and unused materials deteriorate, spoil and are lost. Waste and waste. Especially when it comes to cheese, this deterioration is most likely. Don't pile kilos of cheese in the house thinking, we eat it for breakfast too. When the moon gets hungry at night, we can take a rest, we make a minman, maybe the Eltamgilla will come and I'll make a pancake. Even if you live in a household where cheese is consumed in abundance, you can avoid this problem by purchasing cheese in small quantities at frequent intervals. I cut the cheese wrong. Especially when slicing white cheese, if pieces remain on the knife and the cheese breaks, you are doing something wrong. The solution to this is to keep the knife with which you will cut the cheese in hot water. With the help of a hot water preheated knife, you can easily cut the cheese without breaking it. Another method is to use fishing line, or even dental floss. Because the thin, sharp fishing line makes it easy to cut the cheese without it crumbling. On the other hand, since the most juicy parts of the cheese are in the middle, slicing it with a knife stroke from the outer edge to the center will also help you prepare a delicious cheese dish.